Hi guys, today I'm going to show you some of the Central City missions that I stayed away from so far. So let's go to Central City. So as you can see, there's our old friend, the friendly scientist over here that we can get missions from. We can take the posters again, but we already have all those wanted missions. Oh, that is strange, but okay, I'll take it. So we can talk to our friend, the Star Lab scientist. And there is one mission also that I hadn't taken yet. That's the Flash mission. And you will understand why I did not take his mission. The reasons for that is that essentially once you take the Flash mission, as soon as you get near the Flash, he gives you super speed. So if you take his mission and you have no intention of doing it, sadly whenever you're going to pass next to him, you will be stuck in super speed mode. So I only take the Flash mission when I intend to do that particular mission. And also, in order to be able to do it, you have to zoom out. I can't stress that enough. Otherwise, it's even zooming out, it's a pretty annoying mission. But if you don't zoom out, essentially you don't have enough a big enough field of view to be able to see like when the character like this switches direction. If you're too close, if you're cropped too closely to the screen, you won't see. Sometimes you won't see in which direction she went to. So you pretty much have to zoom out in order to be able to do this. Although it seems to be easier than it used to be. Like before, you could run and run and run right next to one of those characters, and it would take forever for them to stop running at super speed. There we go. So I remember sometimes I would spot an NPC and then I would run and run and run right next to it. And after 1 minute, 2 minutes, holy crap! I was still there running next to it because it somehow I couldn't absorb its speed. It wasn't the best time to do those missions was when Central City was just released. Essentially, everyone needed those missions. So the best the most logical way to do this was to get a group together, four, five, 8 people if you could, and that way you could do this mission fairly quickly. But when you were doing this mission on your own before, holy crap, it would take forever. Because as I mentioned, you would run and run and run and be nowhere near being able to complete it. Like I'm still amazed at how quickly it took to get it this time. But there were times where holy crap, it would take forever. So let's complete it. Also, at first, if you never played a speedster character, it is very challenging. Let's zoom back in. So that was one of the missions that I never showed you guys before. Now let's go show you another one, which is these small ruptures over here. So essentially, you have to fight these little guys, beat the crap out of them. And you have to grab this little thingy here and put it here. And I'm pretty sure I missed one, so I don't think I'm going to be able to complete it. We'll see. Oh, here it is. As you can see, they hit me pretty hard. Although I stayed in controller role, so it'll probably make more sense if I switch to... I'm not sure why it didn't give me the thingy. Oh well. And I failed. Essentially, this is the mission that I'm trying to do. I will click it so that the quest tracker keeps track of it. So as you saw, essentially we have to close the rift before the huge, humongous Paradox Reaper comes out of it, which is sometimes easier said than done. And there's also a variation on those missions. There's a handful of different versions of this mission. Like here you can see there's this little guy kneeling over here. So we're going to click him. And now we have to defend it. Which again is easier said than done. And as you can see, they use hand blast a lot, so don't be afraid to interrupt them. It's pretty much mandatory if you want to be able to defeat them quickly enough. So as you saw, interrupting End Blaster characters is pretty darn easy. I know we're going to die if this keeps going on like that. Holy crap! There's as you can see, there's way too many mobs. I can't keep up with all of them. So I hope you will get an appreciation of why I usually don't do those missions. It's hard work, and it's for 2 freaking marks of victory. And I'm going to be dead anyways. Maybe not. Oh, maybe. Well, let's summon our friends. Oh no. Yeah, I should have summoned my backups. Let's try this again. I thought I could do it without the backup, but obviously not. So as you can see, there's reapers that spawn and spawn and spawn, and if you don't burn them fast enough, they overwhelm you. Let's try this one. Holy crap. So you have to essentially defeat those fragments and click on them, which is not as easy as it sounds. Again, a bunch of fragments will spawn. I'll admit I'm not sure how many you have to click in order to defeat. And I'm seeing the timer on the thingy, and I won't make it. And there you go. So now you can see why I don't do those missions at this level. Makes no sense. So instead of wasting my time, like I got one so far, but instead of wasting my time, I will just. So I showed you what the mission looks like, but you don't want to do this. Not at this level. The speed trap. I'll show you the speed trap, but oh no, that's not the one I'll use. Sorry. Not this one. Not this one. There's one. I'll put a cork in it. There you goes. Essentially, you have to defeat a humongous big Reaper. Essentially, you have all these little Reapers that you have to defeat, and as you defeat them, they you have also you have to destroy those not sure those little portals. Like there's that little portal over there, and that like there's three of them, so you have to destroy those little portals and defeat those NPCs. I think there's two or three waves. It's been a while since I did that, but essentially you have to do that a couple of times. And once you're done, there's going to be a huge Paradox Reaper coming out of the portal, and then you have to defeat the big Paradox Reaper. This pretty much requires a group of 6 or 8 people. So by yourself, don't even think about it. There's no way you'll do that. At least not at this level. Maybe when you're combat rating, I don't know, 90, you're going to be able to do it, but not at this combat rating. Let's go see what comment we got. Just a sec. Not much, just killing some Paradox Reaper and showing how freaking hard some of those missions are. Like it's not like it's impossible to do, but it's a lot of work for very little reward. So it's not really worth it. So usually I'll stick to when I reach this point, I stick to doing this mission and the other one. Oh, let's click him before. Our friend the Reaper will follow us, so let's get him to follow us. There we go. Oh, and we got a Prometheum logbox. Oh, let's see what's in the box. That's the collection we gathered earlier, and let's see what's in the box. Avatar Infiltrator, Backstyle, Phantom Zone, Feed Style. Oh, a Terracotta Warrior. Aren't we lucky? I'll go with the Infiltrator. Oh, I forgot to click it. Clickety click, and there we go. So let's try to attract just this one so that we don't end up fighting half a dozen of them, although that still could happen. Hi there, thanks for joining us. Essentially, doing a few Central City missions right now, and I'll probably do some. Not sure if I'll do a solo, a duo, or if I'll try my luck at an alert. Still debating that, what to do. So we're halfway there, and as you can see, sometimes they respawn pretty quick. Sometimes they'll take a while to respawn. I'm not sure. Not sure why that is. There's probably a random timer on the respawn. Essentially, as with any item that you can pick up, uh, you can, as you saw, you can try to use it almost like a melee weapon and hit something. Ah, come on. You could try and hit an enemy with it, same as if you were carrying any other objects, and you can technically you can throw it, but I will throw it and you'll see what happens. There you go. Even though it's trapped in a bubble, if you throw it, you won't really throw the bubble. Essentially, what you end up doing is freeing it. So I guess they did that so that you wouldn't put them in a bubble and then throw them towards the objective. You literally have to pick them up and carry them all the way down to the objective. It's not no big deal. And it's a fairly relaxing mission. You just the hardest part is trying not to get overwhelmed by half a dozen Reapers at the same time. But once you manage to face only one of them off and put them in a bubble, and it's pretty relaxing just carrying him around up to the objective. And sadly, even if you take a power like a super strength, you won't go any faster. You would figure that it's probably one of the things they could have done with super strength to make it a bit useful. Is that essentially you can carry you can lift a car or a truck with super speed, super strength. But even if you lift like here the character in the bubble, it's no easier whether you have super strength or not. So this could have been one way to give some advantage or some slight bonus to the people picking up super strength. Is that when you pick up something like this, or when you do like the Smallville mission, you have something similar, like you have to trap some doomsday creature in a bubble and you have to carry them around. So again, you would have thought that they would have made it so that super strength makes a difference, and sadly it does not. There are some people who say that it's a little faster. Personally, I haven't noticed that. And these energy thingy, as you can see, they don't really damage you. At least I don't think so. But they do slow you down when you're too close to one of them, and as you saw when they explode. So usually when you're too close to those energy thingy, you have a hard time moving forward. You'll be really slowed, and that's pretty much the only drawback you have from those. So we're done with this one. So let's go and complete it. And now let's move on to the other one, which we technically already started. I will just select the proper quest. So we're going to finish the Paradox Reaper one. As you see, we already have 4 out of 10. So because as you fight Reapers in Central City, sometimes you will encounter Reapers that will give you the Reaper energy. So that's usually the mission I save for last, so that when I actually start it, sometimes I'll have half of it done already. And as you can see, for the first part of the mission, if you get close to the portal, you get pushed back. It doesn't really matter. It's not hurting you. It's just a bit annoying, maybe. There we go. As you saw, it's pretty easy to interrupt a character with end blasters. So that's one of the drawbacks from using end blasters, I guess, is that you're pretty easy to interrupt. Although I suppose the same could be said for most weapons. But it seems to me like end blasters or even the dual pistols has some pretty big interrupt windows compared to other weapons. Okay, so we'll go back to see our lady scientist. And for this part of the quest, I'll switch to Troll. Because quite frankly, my goal is not really to kill the Reapers, but mostly to close the portal, and Distract will also help me, like, if a Reaper jumps on me, I'll be able to use Distract and close the portal. So there you go. And as you saw, as I close the portal, the Reaper is gone. Okay, let's crowd control him a bit, and there we go. So either I use Distract to keep him from damaging me, so that I can click the portal, or I'll just crowd control him a bit, and I'll pretty much achieve the same result, like here. Or sometimes you can use okay, let's go with this. Sometimes you can use the portal as some sort of cover. So as a troll, always keep the green lightning going, which is your power over time. No reason not to. That used to be the advantage that you had over, let's say, DPS, is that you could very quickly regenerate your own power. So you could use powers a lot more and a lot more often than any other role. Sadly, with the advanced mechanic, that's no longer true. Sometimes when you close a portal, you get sort of stunned a bit, like you see those little stars around my character, and it makes me move very slow. So that will be it for Central City. I won't bother doing the one where I have to close the 6 ruptures. I'll do a little point at this stage, and it's something I did. I did that like at most half a dozen times when the DLC was first released, and I never did that mission again since right now. So I won't bother with it again. The flashback duo, we did that already, or did we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did that, but let's do that again. And Abracadabra and Zoom, they're way too difficult at this stage. I would need a group, and sadly, no one forms group to do those missions again. So let's see. Let's start with the flashback duo to warm up, and again, I'm not sure why I already did it, but anyways. Let's repair a bit.
Hero gear here. Get your iconic inspired hero gear. Each crate contains its own unique black lightning and flash inspired gear.
I guess we'll have no choice but to queue for multiple missions. So right now, I'd like to have a much better weapon, so I will queue for the old Gotham subway. Usually, you get two or three drops that possibly can give you a good weapon, but I don't expect it to get the weapon I'm using. And let's do the Shady Nightclub again. It usually gives a few a few good items, assuming that anyone is running them, which they're not. Okay, so that settles it. Let's do a single player mission first. So we did the Star Labs the other day. So let's see, which one should I do next? Cersei. Let's go for a treat and let's have a matchup: Deathstroke versus the Wolverine. Why not? I'm probably a bit undergeared for this mission. We'll see. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same mission as we did before, as we were leveling up. Hi there, thanks for joining us. Sadly, the chat isn't enabled, so I won't really see your comments if you send me one. I thought they would attack me by now. Oh, holy crap. And I'm going to switch to GPS, just thought of that. So as you can see, the mobs are level 80, or combat rating 80 at this point. But that wasn't too bad. I expected, thought it'd be harder than this. But this stroke will probably be much tougher to defeat. I'm not sure why, but yeah, essentially you come here first, and then that little thingy appear, and then you click the little thingy. And then we try to... Oh. On his own, it wasn't that bad. Well, let's go and pick up that barrel. Why not? And actually, I think I'll go for the ice barrel. It will give me a bit of crowd control, of extra crowd control. So why not? So as you see, there's them evil clowns waiting for you. So essentially, by staying in the door, I pretty much minimized the amount of clowns who could target me at once. Oh, this one wasn't even in the fight, and these two neither. So if you're fairly careful and try to attract just a handful of enemies at once, it should be no problem. But if you jump into the fray and attract everything that's in the room at once, then you might have a problem. And of course, there's the evil wags that will try to rush you and knock you down. But usually blocking or breaking out does the trick fine. There you go. There's one left. That seems to be the last one. So although we already have the feet, I usually use a stealth to sneak by and attack that little guy over here. The reason for that is to keep him from raising this android. So usually, if you don't attack him, he will get this android up, and you will have to fight him. And there is a feat if you prevent that from happening, but we already have that feat. So at this point, it's just a matter of habit. I don't really need to anymore. And as you can see, there are mines all over the place, so you have to be careful not to get too close to the mines. Like you see some over here and some over here. If you get too close to the mines, essentially it will. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll be brave and I'll show you. So first I'll get. Essentially, you have to come to this poster, like the thing here, and watch what happens when I get close to the mine. So the mines explode, and a bunch of clowns appear to try to ambush you. It's not that big a deal, but when you don't expect it and don't know about it, can be can lead you into trouble. Like if I triggered that while I was fighting the other guys, I could have ended up fighting eight or ten of those at the same time. Because also there's some other mines here, which would spawn some other clowns. So if you're not really careful, you can end up very easily fighting a small army of clowns. And as always, you have the riddle to open the door. There we go.
But each path seemed a strange dead end. To dodge this fate, so say the sages, order not their paths, but instead their ages.
So let's bring a barrel for our friend Deathstroke that's going to be attacking us. There's our treasure chest here. We'll come and get it later. No rush. So let's put our friend the barrel here. And let's talk to the Riddler.
Apologies for my overly protective bodyguards. I had, of course, already determined that you aren't Joker's assassin.
Your time's up, Enigma. I never fail a contract.
It's Deathstroke! You have to protect me from him! I'll tell you everything! Just don't let him kill me!
That is strange. Houston, I think we have a problem. There we go. That was pretty strange. Ideally, when he uses his flamethrower, you can either try to avoid it, or you can interrupt him as he's using it. Like here.
I've got a burning question for you.
So when you reach this point, if you pretty much spam interrupt him, you will keep him from using the flamethrower, as you saw. So I remember when I did this fight at first eons ago, I didn't know that. So it was a really tough fight. But once you figure out that okay, you can easily interrupt him, then you start doing so, and it makes the fight that much easier. Because otherwise, if you don't interrupt him, I remember, holy crap, his flamethrower was brutal. It would pretty much melt your head points away at the time. Oh, and there he goes again. So essentially, he has a flamethrower and he has some grenade launcher that he uses.
Scanning.
Deathstroke. I'd have thought the man famed to use 90% of his brain would have figured it out already.
And there you go.
Check your bank account if you don't believe me.
The Joker's transfer was denied for insufficient funds. There you are. No money, no contract, no funeral for you, Riddler.
So let's go get all our little treasure chest before we forget. I got a pair of legging. Well, I don't think it'll. I'd be surprised if it's any good. But we don't have the style, so why not? Now we'll check the loot after. Oh, we got some boots. Some nice boots.
After that, maybe I don't mind Batman not showing after all. Tell Batman, T.O. Morrow was working with the Joker, but he's gone rogue. That toxin is far more dangerous than anything the Joker's used before. And T.O. Morrow has the real formula. Now, I'm going to go hide somewhere where the Joker will never find me. Come on, girls.
Oh, the barrel is gone. I usually use it at this point, but that's okay. So we're pretty much done here. So let's go see what loot we got. So we got pants that are useless, but we got some boots, some good boots. So let's use them. It's a fairly good upgrade. And let's see what's in the box. Shield generator 3. I hate that garbage. We got some shoulders. We didn't have the style. So all in all, we got some nice pair of boots. So that's good enough. So let's see if we can go to our. Oh, and let's collect our medallion. And oh yeah, we don't have that plan either. Precision and Elf 3. So let's collect that also. So let's go back to our lair and see if we're going to be able to re-imprint our gear, or maybe not. If a mission pops up, we'll go do the mission instead. The Gotham Subway Duo. Why not? Almost. So let's see, depending on who's there, it's another controller. So we'll switch to DPS. And let's wave to our friend.
Everyone keeps it freaking cold down here. You better hope Penguin doesn't hear you complaining. Think he'd turn up the heat if I asked? Your funeral.
Calculation completed.
So with our friend at combat rating 73, well, we should be more than fine. And as you can see, holy crap, I'm so happy to see a controller that gives me the little green lightning. You have no idea how often you start a mission and the guy doesn't want to give you power at all. It's a bit annoying. I can understand that a lot of players at this point maybe still don't know what the power over time is. Let's go help our friend. Hi there, thanks for joining us. Sorry if I don't have the comments enabled, so I won't be able to see if you leave a comment. Sorry about that. Essentially, we're continuing the adventures of our friend, the Wolverine, and hopefully, I'm hoping to get a weapon, an upgraded weapon because the weapon I have pretty much stink. It's the same weapon I've had since I've been I reached level 30. All the weapon drops I've got so far were not the weapon I'm using. So hopefully I'll get a weapon that I can actually use in this mission if I'm lucky. And we seem to have a good duo partner, which is always nice to have. There's sadly more than enough not so good ones. But when you get a good one, it's a nice it's refreshing, especially when you see a controller that actually gives power. Holy crap! I know that I make a big deal out of it, but it so often I'll see controllers who don't give power at all, and when I see one, I like to point it out because it's pretty rare. There we go. I should probably spam my powers a bit more since I have someone giving me power back. But I'm so used to not having someone giving me power back that I still use my powers conservatively. So I will try to spam a bit more because there's no reason not to right now. And let's summon our friends. So let's see if we can throw a barrel in Bane's face. There we go. Somehow it did not work out. Usually that's supposed to incapacitate him, but not this time, I guess. Doesn't always work. I'm not sure why. I don't have the specifics of that. Could be that it's not. There's only a small percentage of a chance that it will work, and you have to do it multiple times until the percentages is on your side. No, I have no idea. Doesn't really matter. Ultimately, you can do it fine without even without the barrel thingy. It's not a game breaker. And there we go. And we got a katana, which obviously is not at all what we need. Oh well. There's usually a ping bot in the. Hi there, thanks for joining us. Sorry if the comments aren't enabled. So there's usually this little ping bot. You can fairly easily skip it, but why not? Let's make sure that our friend is okay. Uh, there we go. So essentially, here is where the mission differs from when you do it as a single player mission. As a single player mission, here when you reach this point, you essentially have the ping bot. I'm not sure what's wrong with our friend. Oh, let's wait for him. He probably just took a break or something. So let's take a second. Good morning, Hildurin. I'll reply to him later. Or maybe now. Let's summon our friends. Why not? As you can see, Clayface will change shape. He just took the shape of Harley Quinn. So essentially, you when you fight Clayface, you'll end up fighting Robin, Batman, Harley Quinn, and probably others I failed to mention. It's a pretty cool fight, especially at first. Oh, there we go. Katana. Oh, was that? Katar, but Katara, but for healer, for tank. Sorry. So that's another problem is that even let's assume you get the weapon you use. Well, odds are it will not be the role you're using. So I did get the weapon I needed, but not for my role. I'm sure I mentioned it before, but the freaking random number generator stinks. Sorry for the evil bad words. Had to get it off my chest. I had to. Personally, I'm one of those people who pretty much hate random. The reason is very simple. It always seems to work against me. There are other games where whenever there's powers that require any random at all, I just don't use them. Like for example, I played Dungeons and Dragons quite a lot when I was a young mutant, and later down the line there was this game called Baldur's Gate, which is essentially Dungeons and Dragons in the computer. And sadly, there's a lot of abilities in Dungeons and Dragons where you require to do to roll a saving throw to avoid the ability. So let's say someone tries to cast a sleep spell and essentially put you to sleep. You roll a saving throw and you have a chance not to fall asleep. So let's say I was playing. Let's say I was playing a mage character in Baldur's Gate. I would not use spells like the sleep spell, even though it's a powerful spell. Technically, in truth, way too often enemies would succeed their saving throw and the spell would be useless. The same with other spells like a hold spell or things like that. Way too often people way too often the NPCs would succeed their save, so that I would end up wasting a spell. I would cast a spell, and nothing would happen. So at some point I pretty much stopped using any spells that had a saving throw or that had a percentage or a chance of not working, and I would only use spells that had 100% chances of working. And even then, there was no guarantee because, like, I would use spells like, let's say, Magic Missile, which normally are guaranteed to work. You cast X amount of missiles, and each missiles will automatically hit the target. The problem is that each missiles you roll 1d4 to do damage, one four-sided dice, and if somehow you and you could easily roll only once. So you could throw 3, 4, 5 magic missiles, but each missile would only do 1 point of damage if you were really unlucky. Usually it averages out and it evens out, but sadly Too often I would get the minimum of the minimum. Or the worst was when I was rolling Dungeons and Dragon characters. Essentially, you roll three six-sided dice. So you have your stats should be between 3 and 18. But way too often I would end up with characters where my highest stat would be 12. And I would have 112, and all my other stats would be below 10, and I would have like half my stats would be like threes and fours. So that was oh, that was a bit crazy, but anyways. Just give me a second, guys. I'll just finish this fight, and I'll go check your comments in a second. Sorry if I don't have the comments enabled. I tried it with a video or two, and I somehow didn't like it. It bothered me a bit. Can't really explain. Can't explain it really properly.
Well done. Pity you aren't working for me. Enjoy this momentary victory, Two-Face or Harvey Dent or whoever you are. The penguin never puts all his eggs in one basket.
I wasn't aware that Magic Missile was a minimum of 2 damage. I assumed it was, oh, is it 1 plus 1d4? Yeah, that makes sense. I thought it was 1d4, but yeah, 1 plus 1d4 makes more sense. So let's see what loot we got. Well, we got a nice hat, which is an upgrade, so why not? As you saw, we got weapons that we can't use, so that's, and it would be a very big upgrade, like plus 105.3. So that breaks my heart. Oh, we got the flat screen Gotham feed, so I'm going to be able to watch TV. And as usual, let's see what's in the box. Yeah, nice prowling lion statue. Oh well. If I had a quarter for every time I got one of those, I wouldn't have a lot of quarters. Okay, so let's get out of here. Is that new, that magic missile damage from 5th edition or something? I seem to recall it in the past it was like 1d4 or something like that. But I could be misremembering. It happens. I'm getting old, I guess. So let's reimprint our troll as well. So we got a few nice upgrades. Sadly, we did not get the weapon I was hoping for, but I didn't really expect to get it, sadly. So let's put our mod in our new boots. And let's go do a bit of crafting. Let's buy a few kits and a few interfaces. I probably could salvage some of the gear I have, but I prefer to sell it at this point. Essentially, I have another character who's the character I'm using to farm for the salvage feat. So, but I wasn't aware that people were not streaming this universe online anymore, uh, which surprises me. Well, a bit and not, I suppose. I guess there aren't that many of us left playing, and even less. Oh, I needed a yellow one. Okay. The blue one is not wasted. We'll use it some other time. So let's make us a yellow one. Or do I have a yellow one already? I thought I had. Oh well. There's a bit of a lag in the menu today. It wasn't as bad earlier. I guess we're getting close to the reset, I suppose. Might be why. That's the evil third edition that did give a boost to the magic missile. That doesn't surprise me. I guess I'm an old school kind of guy. As for streaming the DC universe, I don't know. I essentially we were discussing in the forum, and then people were complaining that there was first that there was no tutorial or no good tutorial, and the second that there was a lot of people who didn't know very basic stuff in the game, and or they were complaining that people were not playing their role properly, like healers that wouldn't heal or controllers that wouldn't give power. So I thought that instead of complaining about it, like many others, I figured, you know what, I'll do something about it, and I decided to make those videos. I'm not sure if it'll help people really or not, but if it can help just a handful of people, it'll be a start. But I didn't realize that I was uh, that there wasn't others. I thought I was just one of many streaming this universe online. I didn't expect to be the only one. Or well, that's okay. Let's clear out some space. Well, let's put up our nice lion statue. Odds are I won't put all those I'll get because there's these statues are like a dime a dozen. On other characters, I have so many of those statues. It's not even funny. There we go. A nice little statue for my base. Any sweet. So let's see what we'll do next. Let's try the flashback again. And let's try. We just did the subway. Let's try the shady nightclub again. There we go. Although at this time, I wouldn't be surprised if either it takes forever or if no one wants to queue for those. So I'll probably do a solo first. I have a tendency to usually stick to solo missions as much as possible, or small missions, I suppose. Sometimes playing in groups can be a bit aggravating. I was just I was pretty much kidding about the third edition. It's just that when third edition came out, a lot of I'd say D&D purists or old school D&D players, a lot of those thought didn't like third edition much. For me, I was lucky, I guess, because I was eased into it gradually through playing video games. I was playing Baldur's Gate when it came out, or actually maybe a year or two after it came out. So when I played Baldur's Gate, there was also this awesome game. Well, let's say there was this game. I thought it was awesome because I really enjoyed essentially all the Infinity Engine games. I really enjoyed those. So there was this other game, pretty much like Baldur's Gate, but where you were creating your whole party, known as Neverwinter Nights. And in Neverwinter Nights, uh, they had started using third edition, some third edition rules in the first one in the first Icewind, not Neverwinter Nights, sorry, Icewind Dale 2, or Icewind Dale, I should say. In the first Icewind Dale, I think when they released the I was about to say DLC, but it wasn't DLC back then. It was an expansion. When they released the expansion, I think they added some of the third edition rules to the game, to Icewind Dale. So if we wanted to, we could replace the sneak attack rules, the backstab rules by sneak attack, which was a third edition thing, and there were a few other distinctions. But essentially, I started being exposed to the rules of third edition through Icewind Dale. And then there was another game called Pool of Radiance 2, which was a mess, but which was one of the earlier game also using third edition rules. So I learned about the third edition through that game, and then there was Neverwinter Nights, which was third edition in the computer, and the character creation was all kinds of awesome thanks to that. You could really customize your character, and I loved it. I created way too many characters for that game. Essentially, I would create a character and play it for, I don't know, 5, 10 levels, and then I would create a new character and play it for 5, 10 levels, and then create the character creator was the most fun part of the game to me. It pretty much went downhill after the tutorial, I guess. And one of the awesome things about Neverwinter Nights was you could you could create you could create a priest or a cleric, I should say, who could be as sneaky as a rogue, or you could create a fighter that was as sneaky as a rogue. If you gave them light armor, and if you gave them the necessary skill points, you could create pretty much a fighter rogue or a cleric rogue or any combination you wanted to. And the reverse too, I created at some point what I labeled the super rogue, because essentially the way the game was made, you did not really need a pure rogue. You did not need to have 21 decks, and you did not need to max your rogue skills. So you could easily create a rogue that was that wasn't min maxed. I guess I could say. So I created what I called the super rogue, which was essentially a rogue in chainmail armor, dual wielding bastard swords. And holy crap, it was all kinds of awesome. Uh,
Scanning.
Those were the good old days of D&D. But I didn't really keep up, sadly. So I have no idea, like, what are they up to? What? I guess I'm gonna talk less and next time. I guess I got carried away talking too much about D&D and Neverwinter Nights and the legendary Baldur's Gate. Okay, round two. But as I was saying, I didn't really keep up with Dungeons and Dragons in quite a while, so I'm not really up to do. Holy crap, they hit hard. I didn't really keep up to date with the latest rules.
Calculation completed.
The thing about peering into the
I
future,
knew there was a barrel
there are
nearby.
no spoiler alerts.
Oh,
Scanning. Scanning.
stick to WoW. I never played WoW, sadly. But thanks for the comment.
Calculation
Always appreciated.
completed.
This is going to be such a cracker. But who will crack first? My hostages or you? Hello, Batman. How nice it is to finally hurry up. Let's get the show going, shall we?
us out of here safely.
Thanks. You know, whether Batman admits it or not, he's lucky to have someone like you watching his back. I've got to get back to the station and see about cleaning up this mess.
Okay, so let's go see what we got. Obviously, we got a back piece that we cannot use. Let's use our little medallion. We got some end blasters, which is not the weapon we use. Oh well. Now let's see what's in the box. Crap. Oh well. What can you do? So let's see what loot we got. Yeah, we got some nice gloves. So why not? That'll be good. Some pants. Holy crap, we got the jackpot today. The back piece, nah, not so good. The helmet, wrong roll, as usual. But still. So you got two good new pieces. That's always good to have. Although we had replaced our pants not that long ago, but a nice upgrade is always appreciated. Thanks, no, show enough. I'll do that. So we got some mail. Let's go see what we got in the mail. Ah, a nice hat. So we got some new pants and new gloves. So let's take our max damage mod right now. And let's take the time to imprint our gear right now. Here we go. And let's see if we can mod our gloves or not. I guess we can. And we can get back some exhibits. So let's buy some crafting gear. And let's do this. So we need red for the gloves and red for the pants. So red, red. So here we go. Red. Come on. Sadly, even on PS3, even on PS4, the menus are lagging quite a bit. Not as bad as on PS3, but still, it is still a bit disappointing. So there we go. So we got our brand new mods. So let's sell whatever we don't need. Should I keep? I'll keep down blasters for possibly another character. And we're going to sell our Catwoman leggings, sadly. But it's okay. So let's keep our hand blasters. So down the line, either I'll trade the blasters to another character, or maybe someday if I put points in hand blasters for whatever reason, maybe I'll use it for the Wolverine. You never know. So let's refill our stack of potions or colas, should I say? There we go. So I think that will be it for today, or at least I should say for now. I guess next time we could try to do some of the duos we didn't do yet. Maybe if we're brave, try a 4-man mission. We'll see. So thanks guys for listening. Much appreciated. And hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.